If I were to ask you what your favorite game of all time was, I guarantee a lot of you wouldn't be able to give me just one answer. A lot of you probably have top 3, some of you have top 5s, but how many of you have a top 10? Well, I'm sure you do, but you definitely have to think about it a little bit more. I mean, games are the best form of entertainment, and what makes them so good is that this form of entertainment, this medium, is interactive. I mean, we have fighting games, racing games, puzzle games, open world and 2D side-scroller games with each genre possessing its own layer of challenges, narrative depth, and or really cool characters. Today, I want you guys to join me in playing the top 10 best-selling games of all time. Now, if you don't know what the top 10 best-selling games of all time are, I'll be covering them, of course, in this video. But instead of going in order in sales, I'll be going in my order, ranking and talking about every game, not from the amount of units it's sold, but from my personal enjoyment of the game. I've played every game on this list, and though it's going to be hard for me not to be a little biased, I do also want to rank them based on other factors as well, as every game on this list drastically differs from the last. Also, this is your reminder that the following ranking is fully subjective and isn't fact, and I highly encourage you to let me know what order you place them in down in the comments below. Get it? Let's begin. Coming in at number 10, I'm going to put Tetris here. Now, Tetris is actually number 1 in the top 10 best-selling games of all time, selling over 520 million units. Granted, it has like a 30-year head start or something, but it still is a really entertaining game. Released in 1985, gamers were immediately drawn to the game's complex simplicity and cool music and colorful visuals. Since then, the game has spawned several games of its kind, such as the Sonic spin-off Mean Bean Machine and fan-favorite Dr. Mario. What I love most about Tetris is that despite being a really old game, it expands to all generations. I've seen kids play it in public, and I have older family where the only game they ever knew was Tetris. For this video, I played Tetris 99, which if you don't know, is Tetris, but like a battle royale. And I really only needed to play one game to get sufficient footage for this section, but I was having so much fun, I must have played like 6 more games, constantly saying to myself, okay, this is the last one. Again, it's not in the 10th spot because it's the worst of the 10, far from it. But this next game just tops it a little bit. Coming in at number 9, is Wii Sports. Chances are, if you were born between 1995 and 2000, you definitely had a Nintendo Wii. When I think about Nintendo, I think about Super Mario and The Legend of Zelda. But Wii Sports is Nintendo's best-selling game of all time, coming in at a staggering 83 million copies sold, which places it at number 4. Now granted, you can make the argument that every Wii came with Wii Sports, but that doesn't take away how genuinely fun the games were, especially with friends or family. I know the footage in the background is Nintendo Switch Sports, but it's more or less the same game, and the same thing happened here where I definitely got way more footage than what I needed, and I even ended up winning a game of golf, which is like my first time playing it. But they're essentially the same thing. I unfortunately no longer have my Wii, otherwise I would have gotten the footage that way. I'm actually working on getting it fixed, just a side note there, because I really want to go back and experience those games again. And then you have like a Wii Sports Resort, which did significantly worse. But anyway, Wii Sports coming in at number 9. Coming in at my number 8 spot is technically the second Battle Royale game on this list, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, aka PUBG. Before becoming free to play, PUBG sold a staggering 75 million units, which places it as the 5th best-selling game of all time. I'm not the biggest fan of Battle Royale games, but I can clearly remember before it was cool for every game to have one, PUBG capitalized on the rising popularity of the game mode. I haven't played it in years, but revisiting it for this video, I did a lot better than I thought I would. What I think is also important to mention is that PUBG has a mobile game, and even though free mobile downloads don't count towards sales, it has over 1 billion downloads in the App Store. Are you guys still playing PUBG? Let me know down in the comments below. I was honestly really shocked to see it make this list. Coming in at number 7 is Minecraft, which has sold a mind-blowing 238 million copies, placing it as the number 2 best-selling game of all time. Minecraft is in the top 3 Holy cow. Maybe Steve does deserve to be in Smash Bros. It may be kind of a hot take putting this after PUBG, but for some of you, but I can't name a single gamer I know who hasn't played Minecraft. And it helps that it is literally on every platform, mainly being loved by young kids, and made even more relevant by popular Minecraft creators such as DanTDM and Captain Sparkles. For such a simple, blocky game about survival and creativity to have such a huge fan base and remain just as relevant today as it was years ago is truly a testament to the incredible team at Mojang and the dedicated fan base who keep it alive. Not many games can say they've done what Minecraft has done. Moving on to number 6 is everyone's favorite first-person shooter made by everyone's favorite developer, Overwatch. Now, I know. I'm not even going to say anything about what Blizzard got going on, even though Overwatch 2 may not be the sequel we wanted. Let's remember that a few years ago, Overwatch 1 was just, it sits at the bottom, coming in at 10th best-selling game of all time with 50 million copies sold. I know a lot of you might have dedicated hundreds of hours to this game. We fell in love with the characters and the world and got excited for every new character announcement. I mean, the aura this game possessed, especially upon release, was insane. I mean, hell, it even won Game of the Year. I think we can all agree that Overwatch 2, formerly known as Overwatch, has its fair share of issues, but that doesn't make the game inherently bad. I made this argument before, but I think the reason fans go so hard on the game is because we're passionate. We just want the game to be better and to be given what we're promised. Overwatch originally had the 5th spot on this list, but I saved the number 5 spot for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which sits at number 6 in the best-selling games of all time, selling close to 64 million copies across both Wii U and Nintendo Switch, with Mario Kart 8 being the best-selling Switch game of all time currently. The Mario Kart series has been around since 1992, with a Mario Kart game on every major Nintendo console, from NES to Switch. Man, I remember years ago, back when I had my Nintendo DS, I put an ungodly amount of hours into Mario Kart DS, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is no exception. Either I love this game, and the amount of love it's still getting years later with the booster course packs. By the way, I have a huge Mario Kart 8 video brewing once the DLC cycle ends. Can't wait for you guys to see it, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, Mario Kart more than deserves a space on this list, and it kind of just snuck in there. It's another one of those games that, like, I'm shocked to see on the list, but I'm honestly not surprised it made it. And I'm glad we have some more Nintendo representation other than Wii Sports. But moving on to number 4, a complete night and day difference from Mario Kart 8, I'm giving it to The Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Ah yes, you really thought Skyrim wasn't going to make this list? It sits at number 7 on the best-selling list with a little over 60 million copies sold. I actually started playing Skyrim a few months ago for another video because everyone around me won't stop talking about it, even now. In fact, the footage you're seeing is pretty old, but it is from the PS5 version of the game, and I don't think I've played a game like this before ever. It's different. I love the vastly open world. I love the characters. I love the RPG elements of it. I've been having a blast with it, and hopefully you guys will get to see the video I mentioned earlier very soon. I also think this is the first RPG on the list, and there might have been more, but they all took an arrow to the knee. But seriously, easily called the best game in the series and winner of hundreds of awards, it's safe to say that not only is Skyrim one of the best-selling games of all time, but one of the best games of all time. In fact, I debated for a while putting this at number 3. But the number 3 spot was taken by one of my personal favorite games, Cyberpunk 2077. That's the wrong game. But you said the one from CD Projekt Red. No, the one with the dragons and stuff. Oh, okay. The number 3 spot belongs to The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Sorry about that. Which sits at number 9, selling over 50 million copies alone, which is crazy considering the Witcher series as a whole has sold over 75 million units. So this game did most of the heavy lifting. In terms of sheer scale and scope, this game is crazy. The combat is so much fun, and the characters are really dope and fleshed out, and I mean, like, all of them. Like, I love when a world feels lived in. And just to put a cherry on top, the winner of hundreds of game awards, including Game of the Year. Also, the footage in the back is really early footage from when I first started playing the game. Actually, no, it's from when I switched to the PS5 version, and for some reason my PS4 save didn't carry over, but I'm not tripping about it. I love starting from scratch. You know, it's a great game. I can't say that for many games, but for this game, I don't mind starting over. It's a great game, and I see why people give it its flowers and brag a lot, and this is really what made CD Projekt Red a juggernaut, I think. So, yeah. Sitting at number 3 on this list, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Now, these last two were the hardest to rank, personally, but I'm just going to go with my gut. At number 2, I'm putting Grand Theft Auto 5, Rockstar's best-selling game, coming in at the number 3 spot on the best-selling list, rounding out the top 3, selling over a mind-boggling 175 million copies and making $1 billion in just its first 3 days of release nearly 10 years ago. Okay, now I know Rockstar gets a lot of flack for milking the crap out of GTA 5's lifespan and their mediocre re-releases of their older titles. But just think back to 2013. People camping outside of GameStops, calling off of work. Everyone's subscription box was flooded with GTA 5 content. It's literally one of the biggest games ever, if not the biggest in modern times. Name another game that spanned 3 whole console generations and just keeps getting bigger with every one of them. At its core, GTA 5 is still a great game. I return to it to beat the story once every couple of months just because I enjoy it that much. Now, some of you are probably thinking, well, if you enjoy it that much, then why didn't you put it at number 1? Well, because I like the number 1 spot just a little bit more. And last but certainly not least, my number 1 spot for the best-selling games goes to another Rockstar game, Red Dead Redemption 2. Sitting at the number 8 spot with over 50 million copies sold, it is also among the top 5 best-selling PlayStation games of all time. Red Dead Redemption is a game I wish I could experience for the first time over and over and over. The harrowing tale about a dying man seeking redemption, trying so desperately to cling on to what he knows while wrestling with his morality meets coming face to face with his mortality. And the dying years of the Wild West? Oh, but it's so much deeper than that. I fell in love with Arthur and this perfectly imperfect world Rockstar has created. I love GTA and GTA 5, but those games are more parodies than anything. But RDR2 excels at its storytelling and phenomenal character writing, making it a joy to replay it over and over, and still figuring things out I never knew years into it. And that's why RDR2 is number 1. Woo! That was a lot of fun, guys. I love every game on this list, and like I said, I expect my list to be vastly different from yours, and I'm excited to know what order you guys will place them in down in the comments below. I've had the idea for this video for a really long time, and I want to thank you guys so much for sticking around and going on this journey with me. I really enjoyed playing these games, and I can't wait to beat The Witcher. I can't wait to beat Skyrim. I can't wait to play more of these games. I just got to get this video out there so I can get back to it. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I love when I sit on a video for a while and I finally get around to doing it. This has honestly just been sitting around for a couple months now, so to be having it out there to you guys, I'm really excited to see what you guys think about it. I mean, the overwhelming support on the channel lately has been so overwhelming. Trust me, I notice it. I love seeing it. I hope this video finds you guys well too. I hope you guys resonate with it. I hope this is something you guys enjoy. I really want to know what you guys think of my list. If you agree with my list, what things would you change? What games on this list do you like? What do you not like? What do you disagree with? What do you agree with? I really want to know. I really had a lot of fun making this video, but I'm gonna let you guys go. But don't forget to drop a like on this video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new. Until my next video, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.